all you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Marvel Toybox Star-Lord and Doctor Strange figures from Disney. Now both of these figures are sold as Disney Store exclusives. And if you're not familiar with this line, these figures, the designs of them are loosely based on the Disney Infinity video game series. These figures are not actually tied to the game, but that's what they're based on. So Star-Lord is figure number 8 in the series, and Doctor Strange is figure number 9. They both come in similar packaging. You've got the card back with the white and the red on the background. You've got the Disney Store logo and the Marvel Toybox logo. The figures are clearly displayed. There's a little sticker that talks about the accessories, and then there's another sticker that has the names of the characters. On the sides of the packaging, you just have some artwork of the figures, and then on the back of the packaging, you have a look at other figures that have been released in the line, including these two. So besides Star-Lord and Doctor Strange, other recent releases include Captain America, Black Widow, and Black Panther. Alright, let's get these open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figures outside the packaging along with their other contents. Now first of all, each figure does come with this little catalog that shows you other figures that are being released in the Toybox line. So most of these are out now. You've got Star Wars, there's still a Han Solo and a Chewbacca figure which have been blacked out here, but those have yet to be released. Princess Leia is out now. And then you've got the Incredibles and Toy Story as part of the Pixar series, and most of those are out. And then finally you've got the Marvel ones, and the next two to be released with Marvel are Ant-Man and the Wasp to go along with the movies, so those will probably be out in the next month or so. Okay, so now for accessories, Star-Lord comes with his signature blasters, so you get 2 of them, and they look, you know, pretty much like we see with other Star-Lord figures, like the Marvel Legends and stuff. They're done with a gray plastic, a pretty rubbery type plastic, and then you've got a lighter beige color here on the tips, and then a yellowish gold color as well. And again, he does have 2 of them, and you can also, he's got places where you can attach these to his belt, so you can put both of them on his belt if you want to, or you can hold them both in his hands, and he does hold them nice and tight. Again, the weapons are kind of made with a rubber type material, so you don't have to really worry about that. They do again fit in the hands nice and tight. Now with this one, it looks like I do have some paint, the blemish here. It looks like some gold or yellow got on the gray portion here. Not a big deal, but just want to point that out. Now with Doctor Strange, the accessory they list with him is his cape. It is kind of a shame they didn't give him any kind of magic effects, but as it is, they have included the cape, which is removable. Now, unfortunately, the way the cape is sculpted, you can't actually, you know, sit it next to him. So, you know, in the movies and stuff, the cape kind of has a mind of its own when Doctor Strange isn't wearing it. But as it is, unfortunately, it doesn't appear to really stay up on its own. So if you take the cape off, you have to just essentially set it to the side. Now, the cape is made with a rubber vinyl type material. It's pretty solid. You can bend it a little bit, but for the most part, it is pretty hard. You've got some patterning on the underside of the cape, so that's kind of in keeping with how it looks. And then you have some sculpting detail on the back side of the cape as well, which looks pretty good. He's got the collar and everything, and to get it on and off, you just slip it over his head. You know, for the figures themselves, as I mentioned before, the designs for these are loosely based on the Disney Infinity game, which is why they have such an animated kind of feel and look to them, which I think is what kind of makes them appealing in my opinion. Overall, paint applications are pretty basic. Now, the figures also incorporate some aspects from their movie counterparts, and they tend to time the release of these with certain movies. So Star-Lord here and Doctor Strange kind of go along with Avengers Infinity War. We got Black Widow that kind of went along with Infinity War as well. Black Panther went more along with the Black Panther movie. And then, as I mentioned before, we've got Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out soon, which will be timed with the release of that movie. So overall, you know, paint detail with Doctor Strange. I like the Doctor Strange figure better between the two. I like the face sculpt. I like how they've done the hair. I think they've done a good job with the hair. He's got the little gray stripes on the side. He's got the goatee. I like the animated kind of look they've given him. You've got darker blue on the sleeves and then the lighter blue here for the rest of his costume. And then here at the belt, you've got the black for the straps and then a darker blue again and some yellow. You've got the Eye of Agamotto, which is sculpted on there. That looks pretty good. You know, one hand, the left hand is kind of in a magic pointing pose, and then the right hand is more of just a normal grip. Again, it is a little disappointing they didn't give us any kind of magic effects for the figure. This piece is done, the skirt piece is done with a vinyl type material, and then he's just got black pants underneath, and you've got some sculpting detail on the boots, but they're just a solid black color as well. With Star-Lord, he's wearing the leather jacket. You can see his gray shirt kind of underneath there at the top near the collar. He's also wearing his space mask with the red eyes and everything. That's done with a dark gray color, and you've got some lighter gray on the front here and on the back as well, and then his hair is sticking out on the top here, which is done with just a brown color that pretty much matches his leather jacket. The leather jacket has some darker browns on it as well and a little bit of light gray. That kind of matches the gloves that he's wearing, which also has some dark brown on it. So overall detailing is pretty good. Now Star-Lord does have this little hole in his back, which really there's no reason for that. And then you've got the dark gray for the pants with a little bit of gray, a splotch of gray here on each side. And then you've got the brown for the boots with some decent sculpting detail, and he's got the little jet thrusters that are sculpted on the side there. Okay, now these figures stand just a little bit over 5 inches tall. Star-Lord stands just about 5 1/4 inches tall, and Doctor Strange is really pretty much the same height at, again, about 5 1/4 inches tall. Okay, so here's a look at all the Marvel Toy Box figures that have been released to date. So we've got Hulk and Thor, Star-Lord and Doctor Strange, Iron Man and Spider-Man, and finally Captain America and Black Widow. Okay, so the articulation on these figures is pretty basic, but it is better than what we see with some action figure lines that only have 5 points of articulation. So with these, you can turn the heads to the left and to the right, and Star-Lord can look down about that much and can look back about that much. Doctor Strange can look down about that much, but he really can't look back at all. He can turn his head to the left and the right. Then with the arms, you can get the arms out good. Both have standard ball hinge joints there at the shoulder, and then you've got good rotation there. You do not have bicep swivels, but you do have rotation at the elbow. You do just get single hinged elbows with these, so Doctor Strange can bend his elbow about that much, and then Star-Lord can bend his elbow about that much. And again, you have rotation at the elbow, you have rotation at the hands, you have hinges on the hands, so you get some up and down movement. Same with Doctor Strange. You get a waist swivel with these, but no ab crunch. Doctor Strange also has a waist swivel. Now with the legs, you can do the splits pretty good. Even Strange with that skirt piece, he can do the splits pretty good. Star-Lord, those holsters come down a little bit and limit some of the movement, but still you get pretty good out movement with the legs. Now with Star-Lord, the forward movement seems to be limited with the way it's sculpted, so he can really only get his leg forward that much. Same with Doctor Strange. His is more due to the skirt piece, but he can get his leg out actually a little bit more than Star-Lord, but that's about it. And then you can do the leg back a little bit. Same with Star-Lord, you can do the leg back a little bit. You get single hinged knees with these, so you can bend the knees about that much. Same with Strange. Strange's knee is much lower, so it's almost down by the boot cuff, but again, you can bend the knee about that much, and then you get rotation again at the knee. Same with Star-Lord, you get rotation. And then with the feet, you have hinges, so up and down movement, and you do get pretty good ankle pivot with Star-Lord. He's got really good ankle pivot. And then with Strange, you have the same thing, up and down movement, and you do have ankle pivot, though it's not quite as good as the Star-Lord figure. And then the figures have peg holes on both feet. So that's my review. So overall, I like both figures. I do like Doctor Strange a little bit better. My only real complaint with Strange is I wish they had given him some magic effects. But overall, you know, like I always say with the review of these figures, if you like the old Disney Infinity designs, if you collected those old non-articulated figures from the game, then I think this is something you'll definitely want to check out if you haven't already. Again, these are sold as Disney Store exclusives, so you can get it on the Disney Store website or at their physical stores. We'll have a full image gallery for both figures up at marvelousnews.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel by hitting that button down below. I'd really appreciate it. You can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch accounts. I have links to all of those in the video description as well. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.